Hello and welcome everybody to GrowCast Show episode 129. And today with me I have a close friend of mine who is John Yeo, and he is the founder of Tutor Connect, and he is somebody that I have learned a lot from. I have listened to a lot of his interviews with a lot of amazing people, and I also want to take this opportunity to interview him today to talk about business, talk about life, talk about webinars, talk about sales, and most importantly talk about his two amazing books that he has written. And also I think I was the first one John said to buy both of the books, and I read through them because you can tell they are very easy reads, highly recommended. John, if you ask me by the way which one I prefer, this one or this one, I would say 100 True Friends is what is my preferred one, but we'll talk about both of these books in a short while as well. But starting off with John, why not you share a little bit about how did you become a tutor?
Okay, so thanks for having me. When I started off when I was younger, I was a student. Yeah, then I think just to have extra pocket money, that's what most people do, right? They can teach. We went through the Singapore primary school system. We are able to teach. Someone asked me whether I can teach their kids, and that's how I started. But actually, I spent 7 years in social work. Yeah, many people ask me how come I end up in social work. It's because when I was 15 years old, my father passed on due to lung cancer, and I'm the only child, so my mom handedly brought me up. Yeah, and I started to volunteer there in a center that helps single parents. Yeah, many people say that we help other people by being in social work, but for me, I think it's to find a meaning for my loss. So, long story short, after my eldest kid was born, back in 2010, I went to tuition because I want to spend more time with my kid. I actually quitted my job, just to spend more time with her.
Got it. And bring us a little bit back to when you were doing social work before you actually got tuition, right? What was your biggest learning when you were 7 years in social work, especially in Singapore?
For myself, I'm an introvert. So, putting myself out there to do a workshop is scary for me. Yeah, so even to be able to do a podcast like that, it took me about 20 years of learning. And right now, sometimes I still find it challenging as well because of the nerves. Yeah, so when I started social work as a full-time staff, my manager, without much training for me, put me to run a volunteer workshop for about 10-ish volunteers. Yeah, I still remember that time there was a major earthquake with a tsunami. So in fact, it was very memorable. I remember it a lot because I still remember we still had to do a one minute of silence to pay respect to those who have died in the disaster. Yeah. So and then then I also did training for the single parents. I also had to do training for volunteers who are older than me. That time I was 25 years old. Yeah, that was 20 years ago. So you can count the age. A lot of training is done, yes, but a lot of time I'm being thrown out there just to do training. Yeah, so that is how I train my nerves to do training for people.
Makes sense. And when you transition from social work to starting, because tuition is your own business, right? And tutoring is very common also, and there's a lot of tutors out there. So if somebody is considering becoming a tutor, what should they do, or how should they go about doing it?
There are many type of ways to teach. So you can be one-on-one, or you can do small groups, meaning that you are a tutor and you teach like a group of 2 or 3. And that's a comfort zone for many educators. Like for me, I started off with one-on-one, then I did small group of 2 and 3. Then I realized that my comfort zone is much bigger, so I started to have group of 10. Yeah. And even right now, as I teach, my biggest class size that's online is 80 people. Yeah. And also because of the training in the social work, as well as when I was much in the olden days, I actually managed to do parents workshop for about 300 packs. Gave me a lot of courage and confidence to be able to teach. Yeah, so doing a group of 10 is quite easy for me. But again, back to your question, I think it's very much on the comfort zone. What do you want to do, and what actually fits your needs? Yeah, because you're gonna meet the child every day, every week, and it should be something like you look forward to it rather than you dread it.
Would you agree that doing one-to-many teaching, right? A lot of times for tutors, like you said, it's very scary, but we all know it's more effective running it as a business. So, what would you say is the mindset shift or the skill? Is it a mindset thing or a skill set thing? Turning, going from one to one-to-many. Is it a mindset issue or a skill set issue?
I think it's both. From my experience of talking to educators and tutors, many of them actually did it because when they were in the younger days, they tried it before and it's something that they know how to do. And being born in Singapore, as long as you go through the system, you are able to teach. Yeah. But to teach someone else is another story because it's about skill sets. So for example, let's talk about the skill sets first and the mindset. The skill sets of talking to one kid versus talking to a group of 2 kids, talking to a group of 10 kids, talking to a group, of online class of 50 kids is different because it's about, can we say rara? Because kids, those being sent by the parents there to teach, but they also want to be entertained. Otherwise, they will doze off. Yeah. So you also need to engage them by being able to explain clearly, by able to get an interest and engage them and communicate with them. But on the parent side, they also want results because that's what they're paying you for. That will be the skill sets of systemizing the whole learning, making sure that everyone is taken care of, making sure that you are able to check in with each of the kid and knowing the progress because every child is different. At the same time, also being able to update the parents because the parents are the paid masters. Many tutors I talk to, they say, hey, just want to teach your kids. The parents, sometimes they find it's hard to engage. But I realize that you need to engage both because for myself, being a father of 3 girls, we want to also rope in the parents to support them or at least be aware of the progress of their children. And if they are interested, see how they can support at home also because we can only see them 2 hours a week and parents see them most of the time.
Makes sense. And I know that, you're also building a community as well, right? About like what you're wearing, Tutors Connect, Tutors Who Live Tutors. Tell me a bit more about how did you transition from, tutoring yourself and then building a community of tutors?
Actually started off many years ago, probably three years ago. Okay, so for myself, because I'm have products as well, how I created my books like this, but it's more for math, is because when my eldest was born, my friends who are parents told me that my kid she'll cry because primary school math is so hard. And being a father, I think we want to protect our children. So I went around looking for books, and I can't find books that are catered to parents like me who are not trained. Yeah, so I created my own. So along the way, I built my own community and tribe. And I think there are many tutors out there who start to hear about my name and my education brand, which is Learning Out of the Box. Yeah, so in fact, when I talk to educators, many of them say, "Oh, I know you," because they are aware of the branding. Yeah, then some of them are curious, can this skill be transferred? And I say yes. It is really very much of building your own personal brand in an education brand. Yeah, so some asked whether I can coach them, and then started off with 1 month and 2 months. And for myself, now I have coaching clients who are tutors themselves, and some stay with me, and they're still with me, and it has been a year. Yeah, actually, educators wise, we are all very hard based, very quiet also. But for the marketing side, if you don't teach yourself, it's a bit you're just trying to give out flyers or get leads through word of mouth. Yeah, so actually educators just need a bit of upgrade in skill sets to be able to attract leads who they can truly serve.
Makes sense. And then how did the name Tutors Connect come about? Because the tagline is very interesting. Tutors who live tutors, right? What is your thinking behind that?
Actually, the tutors out there are all isolated. Yeah, in fact, yesterday I did a post in my Facebook, and it started off with tutoring is lonely path. Yeah, and in fact, many tutors like the post, and I think they may resonate with it for the fact that they like it. Yeah, and in fact, it's true because while we go to the kid's house and we rah-rah, we engage, we teach, and then within that 2 hours, the energy is very high. You know, like a speaker, you just rah-rah, and then once you go off the stage, it's your own world. Yeah. And many tutors out there are just moving from one house to another house, or one group to another group, or just transiting from one class to another class. Let's say they do it in Zoom. But at the end of the day, I think while they're supporting the children, who are supporting the tutors, if you ask me, actually, the answer is no one. Yeah, just like the teachers in school, they are fortunate to have the system inside. But tutors-wise, it's very much of like a solopreneur. There's no one to support them. Yeah, so I realized that actually all of us want the same thing, the companionship, someone who you can complain to and you know that the person actually understands you because they are in the same boat as you. Yeah, which is why really to connect the tutors. And why uplift each other is, I think tutors, because we are teachers at heart, we actually love to share and we love to care. Yeah, it's something that I think is very, is in our blood. Yeah, when you have a group of educators out there and you ask them to share, right? Yeah, you gotta get them to stop because they can't help it but to share. Yeah, so I realized that actually we can leverage on one another in terms of the information, the knowledge, and also really the companionship. Yeah, yeah. So that's how the name come about.
Very nice.
So connecting one another.
Makes sense. And I also, when you were talking, you mentioned about tutors go from house to house, because that's how, when I was younger, that's how my tuition teacher used to come to my house. But now with technology, right? When I know a few tuition centers, I know a few teachers and tutors as well, but some of them are still afraid to do Zoom classes. So what advice would you have for somebody running a tuition business who still is afraid to do Zoom classes because they are scared that it will not be so effective? What's your advice for that?
Actually now, for my age, yeah, I think a bit wiser now. If the person thinks that it's scary, I think it's okay. And then I will tell him it's okay. Yeah, you stay within your comfort zone, you just do what you do. Yeah, because I realized that after talking to 100 educators, not everyone is ready to shift. And in fact, what you do best, it could be my weakness. And what I think works best may not resonate with you because our skill set, our mindset, how we grow up is different as well. So some teachers, some tutors told me that, they want to do Zoom, but they are scared. And I asked them, so how was your experience teaching one-on-one? And you can see the glow in their face. They love it. Parents love them. Children love them. Then my advice for them is, okay, if many years back, I would say you have to change. When I ask them a question, ask them this question, and I don't just hear what they are saying, I hear how they are saying it. And when you see the glow in their face, that means that is the right fit for them. And my advice for them is, please stay in your lane. You don't shift. But let's say if the person is looking for a change, a shift, and driven, and then I would just say, would you want to give it a shot? I mean, you can try to go on Zoom, do a few times. If you need support, I can help you as well. And if you like it, you do one more. If you don't like it, you can always go back to your lane. Yeah. So I think it's not about forcing or feeling like it's grinding, but I think it's really inviting the person onto your bus. And if you like the journey with me, doing Zoom, doing big groups, you can be in the same bus as me until forever, or you can try, and if you don't like, get off the next stop. Yeah. So this is my mentality now, that it shouldn't be forced. It should be something that is inviting, and the person should feel comfortable to go on this journey with you. Yeah, so I'm the bus driver.
But do you not feel, John, that one-on-one actually limits the impact and also limits the growth potential for somebody, like you said, who wants to grow a business? Because it's the chicken and the egg thing, right? Do you not feel that having one-on-one limits the growth of the business, limits the growth of the person also?
I think growth in this definition have many layers lah. Business growth, as much as the traditional business will be looking at ROI. If you work for 1 hour, you get paid X amount or 10x. Yeah, but I think for educators like us, when we see growth, we can see it as the growth in the kid. How much learning the kid has, or whether the kid learn something from us. Yeah. So what I want to say is, if the educator is young and is driven and want to have big groups and excited about serving more people, then by all means go on a journey of running small group to big group. That's what I always advocate. Yeah. But let's say for this tutor, her definition is, my growth is defined by how much impact and attention I give to this one child. Yeah. Then it's measured in terms of her experience with one kid alone. Yeah. But business sense, I know that there's ROI, there's fixed costs, and there is the impact. And in terms of reaching out to more students, getting them to pay more, parents to pay more, and more parents join, the more you get paid. Yeah, so I think it's really depends on each person's definition of growth.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And is that part of the reason also why you wrote the book In the Business of Being Authentic? Because like what you said, the growth is your own authentic meaning of growth, right? So tell me a little bit more about this book, where it's talk about a heart-to-heart business guide for tutors, coaches, and trainers who want to build something real. So what was your inspiration behind this?
So when I started off my tuition business, I don't have anyone to guide me. So I joined those coaching classes, business courses that charge like over 10K, yeah, USD some more. Yeah. So some of the things they said resonate with me, like just like to digitalize your products, to have systems. That one I agree. But what I don't resonate with is to scale even when you're not ready. Yeah. Because like for example, when I started off with just a group of 5, then I was told to scale, you must market. And then I realized that instead of spending time to teach my students, I spend time working in the business trying to run Facebook ads, landing pages, funnels. Yeah. Yeah. Then later I trust upon another school of thought, which is those things are nice to have, and you need not do now if you're not ready. Yeah. And if your heart tells you that you can only serve students who have lost. So for myself, I serve parents who teach their kids. Yeah. So parents who don't teach their kids, they don't resonate with me. Yeah, because me being a father of 3 girls, I teach my own kids. Yeah. And being authentic also means that you want to tell your prospects and your clients who you really are. Not tell them what they want to hear, but tell them who you really are and let them hear it and then let them resonate with you. Because for those who don't, they will not. So for an example would be, I don't believe in not being involved with your kids, not being present. I am always home with my kids and my kids always see me every day. Yeah. So I know that nowadays both parents are at work and sometimes it's really hard. Yeah. And then I don't believe in parents just throwing the kids to me and say, this is my kid, you do whatever you do and get together great subs. I don't like that. Yeah. And I do say it out sometimes also. Yeah. So I think being authentic to me means that you first you understand who you really are, what you stand for, what you believe, your values. Then you say out without the fear of people will disagree with you. And this is how we build tribes. We say out loud what we believe in, so that people who don't believe, they go away, and people who believe you, they lean forward. Yeah. So this is how we build our tribe and being authentic in our business.
And I'm guessing building the tribe is the reason why you wrote the second book, which was how far after the first book and second book? 3 months, 6 months?
I think about 6 months.
About 6 months. I think I vaguely remember also. So tell me about the second one, which is 100 True Fans, the Introvert's Guide to Business from the Heart. How 50 to 75 clients can build a thriving referral-driven business to make 15K a month. Tell me about your inspiration behind this.
Yeah, being a tutor myself who has been on a journey for the past 15 years and learning marketing from different coaches and teachers, I realized that one of the things that they miss out is, what is your cap? How many clients can you truly serve without you breaking down? Yeah, and how many clients can you truly serve and you are still able to deliver great service and help them? Yeah, and when there's no cap, what I realized that many of us, and including myself, is we chase leads endlessly. Yeah, and the thing that I don't like is we are always chasing leads, and then when we get the leads who are converted to customers, more emphasis is put on the lead chasing than the customers, which of course myself also I commit that in the past. Yeah, and then I realized that in fact we do not need endless leads. In fact, for tutors who have 100, let's say they have 100 students, it's really more than enough for them to eat. So we can do the math. Let's say each kid pay you 300. We have 100 students. That's 30K a month, which is much more than most average Singaporeans will earn. Yeah. So I always ask my clients, you have to know your cap. If it's 59, it's 59. It shouldn't be 60. Yeah. If it's 21, it's 21. It shouldn't be like a number that you have no idea and you're always chasing. So in fact, I always encourage my own clients, you just need to focus on your customers, get them to bring in their friends, because we want customers who are bringing in friends who are like-minded. Yeah. And talking about the ideal clients, actually they are just one degree away from your own client. Yeah, just build your community, and then you build your own tribe and build your own 100 true fans. And in fact, that's what most people need. Doesn't matter for education, but I think for business as well. Yeah, 100 people tribe, right? Yeah.
And what would you say? Because building a community, everybody knows that it's a must-have if you want to build a successful business, right? But how do you sustain a community? What are your secrets to sustaining your 100 true fans?
I would say that it's like like the plant, the bonsai tree. Yeah. For it to blossom to its true beauty, you need to every day trim it, cut it to remove the dead leaves or to water it. Yeah. Running a community is the same. You need to really take care of the people and ask them about their needs. And even though they are not your clients yet, but I think people, including myself, we want to be treated with respect, even though we are not your clients yet. Because one thing that's commonly practiced now is, oh, you're not my client, so I don't care about you. And sometimes it's not what the person say, it's how the person behave or treat you. And I had that in the past. Yeah, I'm not your client, so he just shoved me to one side. Yeah. So within our community, we actually have nature walks. We organize sessions for them, and it's all free. And right now, at this point in time, they are mostly educators, and we do a lot of free sessions like AI workshops for them, treating them as if they are our clients. Yeah, treating them as if they are our family members or our best friend, and wanting the best for them. And interestingly, this is how my own clients came to me, because many of them told me that they join my tribe, they join my network, and they find that they can feel the care that I have for all these people who are not paying me, and that's why they join me as a paying client, because they know that when they become my paying client, the service level is going to be much higher. Not because I say so, because they seen it. I did it for people who are coming for free, and good. I would say that the good people out there, they will know that they won't. What's that word? They will not take advantage of you. Yeah, they will want to invest in you. Yeah, so there's also another school of thought, which is people invest in the service provider, and in this case, the tutors will invest in good coaches who believe in them.
And I also can tell that recently you've started collecting a lot of video testimonials as well, because I think we both agree the power of video testimonials. How has your business changed after you started actively collecting video testimonials from your clients?
The testimonials wise, I think people like to. Okay, this is what my clients told me. Like, she signed up because she saw someone else sharing their journey with me, and through their sharing, it mirrors their journey as well, and they see a lot of themselves in the person who shared. Yeah, and that what makes them want to talk to me, and also that what makes them want to come. Yeah. So right now, for those prospects who are keen and they're not very sure how my coaching is like, Normally, I'll send them a testimonial or two. But before that, I will ask them, so what you teach, and have a sense of the journey. And I'll try to send them the one that matches. May not be 100%, but try to match it. Yeah, because a lot of times when we sign up for something, so for example, when we go shopping or buy a pair of shoes, even before we pay for it, we see ourselves wearing the shoes. I mean, for ladies wise, they see themselves in the dress, in the shoes. Yeah, so testimonies really help because the prospects see themselves in the sharer, and they also can imagine the success that's projected onto them.
That makes sense. And when you are in the journey of your business, right? I know recently you've been also talking a little bit more about AI and how AI tools have helped you. Tell us a bit more about how AI tools can help tutors and and their business.
I think for AI, for tutors wise, I do have different feedback from them. Some are worried that it's going to take over their job. Yeah, which can be true if they don't back up. Yeah. Some see as a collaboration, some see as a partner, some see as because AI can help me to speed up my process. So instead of spending 1 hour to draft a parent feedback based on the lesson, now I do it within one minute. Yeah. And if you do the math, 60 minutes used to be spent on doing admin, but now I only spend 1 minute on that. So I can spend 59 minutes on the client. Yeah. So I think different tutors have different opinions on that. And I think for me, it's really much of AI. You have to let it work with you. You have to embrace it, not as in chase it, because like for Claude, with the recent upgrades, there can be billion things that you can do. And if you are not careful, you're just chasing it like me, like trying to use Claude skill, trying to learn about Claude code. Yeah. So for educators, in fact, we just need a few, to help us to work. So for example, for posters, in the past we get people to design for us. Now you have Notebook LM by Google or Gemini. Yeah, and that helps you to build up a poster within minutes. Yeah. ChatGPT is a common one. Yeah. For brain dump and brainstorming as well. For Claude, I use a lot of Claude. Yeah, parents update, coming out with lessons plans, coming out with summary for the kids to just copy and paste into their Google Doc for them to revise. Not sure if all of them did it, but it's what I do for them. And I know the parents are busy as well, so I pasted the summary into Notebook LM and turned into an infographic for the parents to see. Again, they may not see it, but for the fact that they see that it's all coming in, feedback after class, right after class, like 2 minutes right after class, that gives them confidence in the tutor that this is he's doing a good job. Yeah, versus some tutor who don't give feedback. And if they don't do this, the only feedback that the parents will get will be the exams, the tests, which is very common. Yeah, and they'll determine whether they want to keep the tutor based on the pass or fail or the improvement, which I don't think is
fair lah.
Yeah, it is a good way to do. Yeah, I think tutors should use AI to help them to value add to their students.
Makes sense. I totally agree because many tutors are, especially in educators, right? Like even in school, sometimes the teachers, they are scared to use AI because I think it's going to be a big disruption as well. But thank you so much, John, for sharing about the book, sharing about your journey. If anybody wants to connect with you, where is the best place to connect with you? If anybody wants to learn more about Tutor Connect, where's the best place to learn more?
Okay, you can connect with me through, so I'm a bit old. Yeah, so I grew up using Facebook. Yeah, you can look for John Yeo Jongren, Jongren. I mean, that's how people call me. That's my real name.
Okay.
For the younger ones, through Instagram, yeah, you search for John Yeo Jongren, you can still find me. Yeah, so just send me a DM and then just connect.
Nice.
Because it's based on relationship and trust. Yeah, it's not about doesn't matter you join me or not, but I think it's about getting to know you as a person and what you truly need.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And if is there anything that you want to share, or is there anything else that that you feel I should have asked but didn't ask, or any last words that you would like to share with the audience?
For tutors out there, because we have so much love and care for our students, yeah, we do burn out. And the scary thing is, okay, burning out is not a scary thing. It's burning out without knowing that's scary. Yeah, and I think the other one is tutors need people to talk to. They feel burnout, but they have no one to talk to. And I think the community of tutors are out here, and just connect with us, because you need not travel the journey alone. And if you truly believe that you want to teach for a long time, and you want to teach your students to the best you can, you need to take care of yourself first. Yeah, that's what I believe in. Take care of yourself first so that you can take care of your students.
Yeah, I think it makes perfect sense. So that was John Yeo and from Tutors Connect, and that was episode 129 of the GrowCast show. And we will see you real soon for episode 130. If you want to connect with John, look him up on Facebook and look him up on Instagram, and then I will link in the details in the show notes below as well. Thank you, John, for being here, and thank you
Thanks
for
so much
spending the
for
time.
the time.
Thank you, John. Perfect. See you everybody in episode 130. Cheers, take care, and bye bye.
Bye bye. Thanks so much.